Hi, I'm Patricia Seglar, and I am a conflict transformation specialist. I have devoted the last couple of decades of my life in helping people, mostly leaders, in being able to, successfully and positively manage conflict and stress, uncertainty, drama in their workplace, as well as within their work team. And so, we are in uncertain times, we are in stressful times, conflicted times, and I thought I would come on here just a few minutes each day and just share what I know in terms of best practices during such times to help us all just stay sane. A wise person once told me, never mistake the beginnings for the ends. And make no mistake, we are in the beginnings stage. This is a marathon. By all accounts, it's going to be weeks, months, and things are changing daily. Things are uncertain. We have no idea, where this pandemic is going to lead us, what it's going to create, what's going to happen at the end of it all. All we know is that we are here at the beginning. So important to be able to pace ourselves, to have that as the perspective and know that we're in this for a long time. There are ways to be developing conflict tenacity. And all that means is that we can get more confident and comfortable living with uncertainty. That we can develop foundations and strengths so that despite, things feeling like they're going to hell in a handbasket, that we can still be acting very deliberately, proactively instead of reactively out of that negative or out of that fear. We can be influencing people positively, and that, we can be creating some of the outcomes that we still can. I've worked with a lot of leaders over the years, and, what I get to see a lot of is this idea of a calm, sort of strong, confident external, but that there's a different internal reality. And so my first tip is to really have all of us be able every single day for like 10 minutes to just experience what the internal reality is. Not defeat it, just acknowledge it. There's an old saying that what we resist persists. And, we need to be able to be deliberate in these times. We need to lead with almost a higher level of deliberateness. So part of being able to do that is to acknowledge and name what the internal reality is. The other day I had taken my mom groceries. She's independent. She's 80. She lives with my stepdad in a house in the city. And I literally took groceries, put them on the doorstep, knocked on the door, and left. And we waved at each other. I was on the sidewalk, and I was waving to her, and she was waving through the window. And as I was driving home, I was so sad. I was just so sad. And when I got home, I knew enough to just go and sit and just acknowledge. I am sad. I am scared. I am worried. I'm worried for her health. I'm worried for her mental health, for her physical health. I'm worried for myself, that I can't do enough, that I want to be able to do more. And acknowledging it and naming it doesn't make the conditions go away. But what it does do is it helps for me to stay more centered on what it is that I need to be doing next. There's a common misperception that if we actually acknowledge and name negative feelings that we have, that somehow they will own us. That is not true. In fact, it's the opposite. The more we can acknowledge them and name them, not try to deny them, not try to avoid them, the more we tend to stay in the driver's seat. Because we need to normalize it. We are human beings after all. And so it's very normal to be having these feelings. So try not to squish them down and to be able to just sit with them 10 minutes every single day. So how do you do that, right? Like I go to a favorite chair. Um, Sometimes I put music on. How do you kind of decompress where you're just kind of being and experiencing and feeling and acknowledging and naming? Do you like to go for walks? Do you like to sit like I sit? Do you like to listen to music? Do you spend time with your pets? Do you spend time in nature? Put in the comments. I would love to hear. And I think, we can all learn from each other too in terms of how to we activate, what these best practices are in these very challenging times. All right. I will be back tomorrow with another tip. And in the meantime, stay safe and stay healthy.